So let's just run this clip, though. Let's listen to this clip.
First, a brief recap.
You know? So that's why they call you a white supremacist.
That is why they say that.
Because you feel like by changing the entire demographic makeup of a country, it's going to completely change the country. The same way if in Poland they switched it out with Nigerians, it would be a completely different country.
Exactly, yeah. How do you feel? Well, I don't want to get you in trouble, but I mean, do you think that makes me a white supremacist to say that?
No, that kind of makes sense, like what you're saying. Personally, I'm trying to get my Africans in America, so we're not gonna support that. Like, please make it easy for me to immigrate next year.
Well, I will say, there are more industrious than American blacks.
Get blessing in.
He can stay.
Yeah. Was she white?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are the best Karens.
Yeah,
we do Karen it better than anyone else.
That's true. Yeah, that's not sure that's like something to be proud of. It kind of is, though. Actually, I'm actually in a way kind of like pro Karen.
Karens are needed. I'm not saying sometimes we're in the wrong, but I honestly think like Karens are the ones that do the shit that no one else wants to do. Now, you might have been on the negative end of the Karen stick, right? But they all probably wanted you fired or wanted you blacklisted, right? Karen's just the one that did it.
Yeah.
And see, to be pro-Karen is to be on some pro-colonial shit, because like they trying to redefine what Karen is, because Karen is the white bitch that's walking up to you when you jogging through her neighborhood saying, hey, where your house at? Do you belong here? Every white person in that neighborhood see your black ass jogging through there, and they wonder, does this nigga live here? But they mind their business because you're a citizen and you got a right to jog through that neighborhood. What Karen does, she go and infringe upon your motherfucking rights. Now tell me I'm wrong. See, when the police come, they lock Karen up all the time. Why? Because Karen be in the fucking wrong. Quit trying to redefine what a Karen is. Karen is a white bitch who thinks she's privileged, who thinks she got to check you and check your ID and motherfucking infringe upon your constitutional human rights in the name of I'm just goddamn being the eyes and mouth and I'm the hound dog for the system and shit. Like, come on with this pro-Karen shit. And then all of you black dudes that's now trying to rock, I'm pro-Karen too, like, I get it, man. That's right, though, man. I'm pro-Karen. Like, come on, y'all just letting these folks make y'all pro-everything than the real shit.
Yeah, that's right.
So, from my point of view, if the guy next door is having this loud party and I'm the one that goes and complains, everyone wanted it to stop.
That's right.
I'm pro-Karen.
I'm Italian. The only times I'm on time for things is when I like get the time wrong, when I think I'm supposed to be there way earlier than I'm actually supposed to be there. Because I thought I was supposed to be here at 3.
Oh, really?
That's why I texted you. I texted you I'm on my way because I thought I was already 10 minutes late when I was leaving.
Yeah, well, it's okay. Blessing was more like late African.
Well, he's black.
Yeah.
I'm giving you a hard time. I don't mean
Ha.
Okay, so it's a couple of clips that I wanted to say, you know.
By the way, the audio is what it is deliberately. I want to differentiate it from what you heard previously, but brief aside.
Yeah.
Ha.
He's really offended. But your argument was the Holocaust was not special and all countries have done that.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
so you're saying, why is the Holocaust special?
Yeah, basically.
Oh. What do you mean, basically?
Well, yeah, I mean, because of course, you know, we're getting into the details of it, but yeah, that's the gist.
Yeah, I mean, but you kind of deny it happened.
I deny some of the parts of
it. You
it.
deny parts of it don't seem realistic to you. You think they're embellished upon.
I think they're embellished, yeah.
The same way. This sounds... Oh, gosh.
Oh boy.
They're
You're
gonna
gonna
get
get
trouble.
yourself
This sounds similar to the slavery stuff too, because that's literally the founder of, or the guy who made Roots said, I wanted a myth for my people to live by. So they often, but that's what they do is they.
So just Pearly things don't think you should get reparations. She also thinks slavery was kind of blown out of proportion a bit. It sounds like an agenda to see. Here's the thing. It don't matter how. It don't matter the level of savagery that a person used to take something that was yours. It don't justify that you come from an ancestor of fucking thieves and pirates. You may say, well, they didn't beat you that bad. They didn't tie your chains that tight. You know, they didn't rape your mama that many times. They didn't rape your daughter that many times. The movie kind of exaggerated a little bit. I mean, they took your shit, but they didn't really, beat you up that bad. See, the thing about her being against reparations is that you got to realize this is the attempts of a future generation that's benefiting off of the crimes against humanity. You never got to forget the fact that her people is benefiting off of crimes that took place against humanity and still doing it in Africa and different places of the world. Crimes against humanity. And you can't forgive a rapist by saying, well, he didn't really beat her that bad and it didn't take him that long, to come. You can't really forgive a rapist for that. We cannot even overlook the savagery of the act by saying, well, he didn't beat her though, and it didn't really take him that long to get his rocks off. He wasn't even in her that long. It was just a quick grape. That's just Pearly thing's sick mentality and all the people that follow her.
Embellish, and I'm not trying to say it wasn't horrible, it was.
Right.
But they.
I'm not trying to say it wasn't horrible. It was horrible. If you saying it was horrible, then shut the fuck up after that. There's no way you can make it less horrible. I'm not trying to say it wasn't horrible. It was. I'm just trying to say it wasn't that horrible. As if that's like telling a woman who's been raped that, hey, you making up shit now. He raped you, but he didn't beat you up like you say. I was there, man. He slapped you 1 or 2 times, and it didn't take him that long to come. You sitting here exaggerating now, Tiffany. Okay? You saying he slapped you 10 times, and it took him forever, when he just slapped you 5 times, and he came quick. You know how stupid you'll look to stand up there saying that? You know how evil you look making that argument in the rapist defense? Well, wait a minute. He raped you, but it was quick, man. He came quick and he didn't really hit you that hard. So, yeah, it was horrible, but I mean, come on, man. Like, come on. Right, get over it. Like, come on. And you don't deserve reparations either. You know what I'm saying? This is her mentality. And the fact that she's infiltrated, see, there's a whole cabal behind her. I keep telling you, I've been around this community a minute, and I want to start naming the names, but everybody you see backing her up are part of a whole network of sellout-ass boule niggas. They are letting the white supremacists in. These are your MAGA maniacs as well. But if you're one of those people that agree with her and you want to come argue against my stance, then click the link and it's pinned to the top of the chat room. Smoke only. Smoke only. Smoke. I wanted to hear some. This woman Ben found her niche by trying to trigger black people.
And I check out the person's YouTube channel, and this appears to be Mike TV, formerly the Mr. Real Estate channel. So let's check out what the clip entails, and then we'll come back.
Why do you think black people sold black people into the slave trade? They weren't thinking, oh, they're black, I shouldn't. They're thinking, let me get this bag.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. Don't clip me. Don't clip me.
So she don't believe in reparations. She justifies slavery by saying, you know, it's about getting that bag to give her people an out, and then tell you when it was committed on your people against her people, it wasn't that bad. And watch how unnatural this black woman response is. Listen to what just Pearly Things just said. Now, this black woman is uncomfortable. She don't really want to laugh at that shit. And it's finna come out. Watch this.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Because they had...
And she knew, even with her token black puppet friend up there, that she was still talking some BS because, oh, don't clip me, guys. Don't clip me. Don't clip me. Too late, honey boo boo child. You done got clipped up.
So, guys, that is a very interesting take from...
Yeah, man. A lot of dudes, you know, they really like this white girl, man. They really stand behind her. They attracted to her. You can tell, bro. These dudes are thirsty. This woman that infiltrated their space and making more noise than them niggas controlling their narrative, and now she done eased in this slavery topic on them. Oh, my God! It starts off innocent. We just dating, right? Think about it. All of these sites are there to help people come together and date and find relationships, but then they end up being just the opposite. They end up being divisive as fuck on some racist type shit. And you see they real true agenda from the jump. Just like how Trump be like, let's make America great again. Let's unite all the people. Then he starts saying a bunch of racist shit and straight up divine the people. And see, a lot of folks think that if they downplay the Jewish Holocaust, that gives them a right to downplay slavery. I see how they doing that. Like, it's very tricky, bro. It's very tricky, man. They think if they downplay the Jewish Holocaust, then now we got a green light to downplay black people's slavery. That's the game they play. But this what y'all got to realize. When they tell you that the black slavery toward black people wasn't that horrible, they can't say that about the Jews, because then the video will go down. So if you peep the video that we watch, they never said it about the Jews. They was discreet about the Jews, but straight up open when it came to black people. And that's because the algorithm ain't gonna censor you if you do it to one group like it will if you do the other one. Now, the argument that's being made on YouTube now, like when you go to the Lapeef network and all of these different spaces, right? They're saying that, hey, do white people have the right to speak about the black community? And of course, you know, over there on the Coon network, the Lapeef network, they're saying, of course, white people can speak about this kind of stuff, right? And we can speak about them. But what they missing is they conflating two different things, right? You could talk as much shit about white people as you want, and they can talk as much shit about you as you want. But you can't say what you want about the Jewish Holocaust. You just can't. But every other group can say what they want about your Holocaust. And that's the part that niggas not getting. That's the part that just Pearly things not getting. They trying to act like we all being fair and equal, but if you pull that shit toward the J-word group, then they censoring your video. When Kanye said slavery was a choice, nobody said nothing about it. But when he started being anti-Semitic, he lost all kind of deals, even though we know he's a puppet anyway. But that still show you something. So what we saying is this. If y'all ain't gonna equally downplay every group's slavery, stop doing it to mine. We ain't saying all us groups can't talk about each other. That's what they trying to make it like. See what I'm saying? They trying to make it like, you know, are white people allowed to speak about the black community? Of course they are. But we're not allowed to speak about the white community on a platform that's founded and built inside of the white community. You can't do that. You can't go inside of the Asian community and speak out against their shit. You can do it from your community. See, other groups, they infiltrate and assimilate into black culture and then start ridiculing and speaking out about it as if they're one of us. Every group got the right to speak out about their own culture and other cultures. And everybody know that. But what you rarely see is any group allowing another group to do it from within their group. Meaning that a black dude can't join the KKK and start being critical about the program and talking shit about it, the KKK. They'll kick his black ass out. Even if he telling the truth about what goes on in the fucking Klan. They'll say, nigga, you done got too uppity now. You ought to be happy we let your ass in the KKK, nigga. And you think you finna be critical and just be talking shit about it? No, you got to go. See, other groups will let you know your place when you assimilate and become a convert. They will always pull rank on you, bro. I know this. If you want to be critical of their group, you can go stand over there with your group and do it. But you're not going to do that from within their shit that they let you in. And you're a fucking convert. You're a foreigner partaking in their shit. When black Muslims start being critical of Islam, those Middle Eastern Muslims be quick to check them niggas and let them know, wait a minute, this ain't even your religion, nigga. What are you talking about? You're not even one of us. Now, if you ain't critical of Islam, they'll pray with you, do Ramadan with you. Long as you ain't saying and against they shit, they'll let you assimilate with it and be a part of it. But the moment you get in they shit and start talking shit, that's when they'll remind you, wait a minute, dude, you ain't one of us. We let you in. You a convert. This is facts, dude. Ain't nobody making this up. I'm not being divisive. I'm just telling you the way politics is in the world. I didn't make the fucking politics. Only Negroes don't understand this thing, though, what I just pointed out. Ain't nobody saying other races can't talk about black folks. Shit, black folks talk about other races. I wish all of these groups would talk more about the system than bickering and bitching about each other. Because blacks talking shit about whites ain't gonna solve nothing. And whites talking shit about blacks ain't gonna solve nothing. When all of these groups start talking shit about the systematic problems that's plaguing all of our children in the world and about these rich groups and agendas that's going against us on the earth, that's when we'll solve something. Until then, we just partaking in divide and conquer and gender wars and chaos. Yes, other races are allowed to speak about the black community, but the black community don't normally give them a platform to do it, though. I ain't saw a nigga yet that's been given a platform on some racist outlet to bash the fucking white race. I have not saw that. I talk shit about black people. Nigga, I even coon. I even promote Jesse Lee Peterson. But I don't let other people come on my channel and do that shit. I let them come on and debate me about certain racial statements and shit. But if we start joking, we can joke back, and then I'm gonna start getting offended. That's just how it go. I'm not that kind of coon. I'm not gonna give a fucking racist a platform to push their racism. I will give that racist a platform to debate me, and I'll debate that Klan member, and I'll debate that racist. But I'm not going to say, well, other races are allowed to speak on the black community. They can have a voice too, man. It's America, so let the racist white boy get up there and do no. So I'm an integrationist that teach all races should come together against the common enemy. But all races coming together just to talk shit about each other. Only time you niggas want to give a racist white man a platform is this to come bash your people. Only time you see black platforms giving white platforms a voice is to keep the division going and vice versa. Only time you see these big white platforms giving niggas a voice is to keep the fucking go with these same triggering topics that's got the nation divided. Ain't nobody giving each other a voice to talk about how the government is fucking all of us over. And when you go up there talking like that, they say you're a 10-4 hatter, get him out of here so we can keep on arguing with each other about can white people season food or not, because black people can season their food. I can't make this shit up, y'all. That's what we're debating about in these sectors. I ain't making it up. These platforms can be better used, man. And people are, as you can see, donating big money to these platforms. We ain't gonna pocket watch, but I'm just saying they're live, and I'm just saying so. But the division, right? We love platforms. We can go on and spew divisive. We've become addicted to that. And so people have provided you an outlet for that, and it's become very lucrative. Whether you're doing the gender war, the political war, the white versus black war, if you're doing all of them, you really gonna get yourself a cash cow. All right? So ain't no one coming with the solution and showing how all of these issues that got us all divided are being stemmed and spun from the systems of government that's built upon dividing and conquering. Once we start showing the issues that got the nation and society fucked up, then we can't have a lot of these meaty debates. Because now we got to start talking about, well, what are we going to do as a people if the governments of the world are doing this or doing that? See, what we got is people who say, well, the world changing and AI taking over the world, so we need to basically conform and get ready for the AI. Instead of us coming together on these platforms seeing how to counter the future moves that's going to have the world in bondage in the future, because the world that all of our children are going to inherit, it's going to be a very authoritative world and smart grid system based on AI. It's really going to be China times 5. But instead of us prepping and planning for that, and we all know that the powers that be are not really planning a bright future for our children that's going to inherit this thing, we rather get on these platforms and debate and be divided and different stuff. They argued for a long time about can white people season food? Just any little petty divisive stuff to find our differences. and ain't nobody really pushing into us finding what we all got in common, which is a common enemy. That's why all of these platforms gotta push differences and division. Because when we all start talking about what we got in common, that's gonna expose the enemy right there. Let's replace super sly shit.
To
Hey,
Slide.
Obsidian.
Hold on. Slide wanted to jump in here. Slide, you're on the air, Obsidian Radio with Just Pearly Things.
What's up, Obsidian? It's been a while. How you been?
Yeah, I agree. Thank you. Go right ahead.
Thank you for having me. Pearly, quick question. A couple questions. Growing up, what was your proximity to blacks?
To like any black.
Super Sly asked her basically, how many blacks did you grow up around? Did you grow up around any black people, basically? Now watch what her answer is, because we're going to dissect this answer. It's the typical white supremacist answer. Wait, watch this.
Did you grow up around black people? Go to school with black
what was
people,
your
have black
proximity
friends?
growing up, high school, college, to black people?
I would say overall, it was mostly a white area, but I was on sports teams, so I would say it was a little bit more because of that. But still.
See, when your only connection to black people is through sports and chasing balls and shit, you ain't really connected with the culture. And you got a very playful ass way of looking at the culture that's really ain't nothing to smirk about and play with. And I know some black women that'll really give Just Pearly Things the business for the way that she be talking and shit about slavery and shit coming from Alabama. You think I'm lying? Now, you think I'm lying. Like I said, we can do a lot of this stuff online today, but I ain't gonna lie, I do know some sisters down there in the South now that, you know. But see, like you said, she's never really interacted with black people outside of a basketball court, some sort of playful ass arena, and it gives you a very shallow connection with the culture that leads to you making the mistakes that she's making now with her silly ass. Because she's a big goofball, and we all see that. Now, I don't know why is niggas attracted to the big goofball white girl, but that shit, cut that out, man, and check this shit, bro. Quit simping it up. Let's hear Super Sly.
Still mostly white.
Okay, so at what point did you become immersed in black culture?
Like immersed completely, probably not till I got to London. But I would say before.
You never really became immersed in black culture. What you came immersed in is a fucking hustle that you saw you can exploit through black people. Let's just call that shit the way it is. You never was immersed with black culture. If we went up there as a black man and gave you a black culture trivia quiz test, you would fail that shit with flying motherfucking colors. Yo, on some real shit, if you ask Just Pearly Things, hey, Just Pearly, who made the song that says, turn off the lights? She'll say, I don't know, Snoop Dogg? And then you be like, hey, Just Pearly Things, who made the song that go, rolling down the street, smoking endo, sipping on gin and juice? She gonna say, gee whiz, man, is it Teddy Pendergrass? Hey, Just Pearly Things, who made that song that go, fuck with your soul like ether? Say you the king, you know you. Who made that ether song? Oh, gee, man, that's a hard one. Is it Jigga Man? Hey, Just Pearly, who made the takeover? Takeover, waits over. I'm the God MC, me, Jehovah. Oh yeah, that's for sure Nas. Give her the black culture trivia quiz test. She's a dumb white girl that's gonna fail it with flying colors. But these are y'all so attracted to the dumb blondes, the dumb redheads. You like dumb in front of it. For some reason, that just make the pussy better that she's stupid as hell. Like, come on, man. She should have just said, well, I was never really immersed in black culture. Like, I've been around black people and I fuck with them, but I'm not really no expert. I'm not really immersed in black culture. Like, Vanilla Ice is more immersed in black culture than Pearly.
Before that, maybe like different sports teams.
But your content before you moved to London.
Bro, when a white girl start bringing up sports teams and shit when you talking about black culture, it's a troll, B. Man, y'all dudes are silly out here. You're silly, though. Real talk. You dudes are silly out here. Condemning and condoning and caping for this shit, man. Because when you ask a white person, how connected are they with black culture? And they go to talking about the Dallas Cowboys and the Miami Dolphins and sports teams and shit. Nigga, that's a face palm. This man said, when did you become immersed in black culture? Salutes to Super Sly. And this chick start talking about the AFC, the NFC. The Broncos,
like different sports teams.
And y'all allowing this, bro. I've been out here, y'all talk about no more coons, man. For real.
Your content before you moved to London was immersed in black culture. Agree or no?
It depends which content. I did so much different stuff. So, I started with relationship quizzes on TikTok and like water slide videos. So I'd say that was pretty neutral. And then I did house tours. And then I did, like, I could go through a whole, and then I almost got a national TV for relationship quizzes. Then I did.
Hold up. I stepped out. I had to open the door. I'm going to smoke my blunt with this review. And we going to let some good air blowing, good prana. What the brother Infinite, what's his name? I'm going to get me some of this good prana with my wana. Prana and wana. Yeah, that marijuana. You know, Infinite, what's his name? Infinite Waters. Inhaling that good prana, baby. And then after the show, he'd be like, inhaling that good wana, baby.
And I almost got a national TV for relationship quizzes. Then I did.
Hold on, let me take this back. I want to hear where Super Sly walking her down.
And then I did, like, I could go through a whole, and then I almost got a national TV for relationship.
Hold up, no, let's go back to the sports shit, because that was an epic fail. Oh, he brought that out of her, y'all. He brought that out of her. Let's hear it.
But your content before you moved to London was immersed in black culture. Agree or no?
It depends which content.
Caught her in a big ass lie, bro. This man is on his Johnny Cochran shit. That's how I be winning these debates, bro. She just said she didn't get immersed in black culture to after she got to London. Sly said, well, wait a minute. Your content before you moved to London had a lot of black issues and black topics. So basically, you're lying, basically. Pearly, you're lying.
Agree or no?
And if you want to know why this is important, why what Super Sly doing here is important, it's because he want to know if you're building a platform that's centered around black issues and you're a white woman, right? There is a white woman sphere. There is a white manosphere. You're a white woman in the black manosphere. Like, come on, that's kind of infiltrating. If it's called Black Manosphere and you got a white woman at the forefront of it, that's a smack in black man's face. I don't get Obsidian with this one, with caping for this, bro. Not a good look. This white woman bigger than you in the space. So what Sly is doing, he's saying, look, we got to vet these different platforms in the space because, look, this is a white woman with a big presence in a black manosphere space. Let's see how connected she really is with black culture. I don't always agree with Super Sly. That brother don't always agree with me. I know there's a lot of things he want to wring my motherfucking neck about, but I got to fucking pay respects to how he handled himself right here. So let's play it.
Like immersed completely, probably not till I got to London. But I would say before that, maybe like different sports teams.
But your content before you moved to London was immersed in black culture. Agree or no?
It depends which content. I did so much different stuff. So, you know,
Yeah, now I don't remember. Now I can, and you know when you doing a good investigative job, when you back them into a corner of just, you know, I don't even remember, man. I don't know. Good job. Let's go ahead.
I started with relationship quizzes on TikTok and like water slide videos. So I'd say that was pretty neutral. And then I did house tours. And then I did, like, I could go through a whole, and then I almost got a national TV for relationship quizzes. Then I did.
You almost got on national TV for relationship quizzes. Now we can go and watch those relationship quizzes. There was nothing exciting or special about them. Why you, Pearly? Why your platform so big and why you took off with your little quizzes, but it's Negroes and chicks in this space that just can't do it. Because this is when the space is being infiltrated by foreign entities, y'all. You got to ask yourself, does it make sense that a white woman is the biggest fucking face of the black manosphere? And that's true. I ain't making that up. She is. She didn't fall in that position by mistake, how she trying to make it sound. This is an infiltration job. She come from a rich family. They use their money to infiltrate these grassroots spaces, man. I keep telling y'all that me being a flat earther, I know how this shit work in all these spaces, how the agents infiltrate it. I know how it go. Everybody, the grassroots folks, see, my thing is this. Look at Fresh and Fit. That ain't no FBA platform, just like Pearly. These are all foreigner platforms, anti-FBA shit. And we're talking millions of views on a national level. And the grassroots blacks that created these spaces can't seem to make it to the mainstream. Because it's all controlled. That's what I'm telling y'all.
I did 100 days of rejection challenge where I had to go out every day and see if I could get rejected by doing something. And then I did rap reaction videos. So
Okay.
Why are you doing rap reaction videos? Why aren't you doing country music? Why are you doing? You can't. I bet you she don't know the name of 5 Tupac songs. She probably was learning hip-hop culture as she was reacting to them videos. I told you she'll fail the black trivia quiz. So she reacting to rap videos, right? You clearly trying to align yourself with a certain group. But why though? Why are you thrusting yourself in that space? Because it's called infiltrating. Now, look, you went from doing rap reaction videos to doing innocent videos, slide down slides. You eased your way into the black space. You doing dating quizzes and shit, innocent stuff. And slowly but surely, you start easing your way into the white supremacy, the racism, all the way to where we at now, here's where you are with it today. Now here's where you at with it now. See what I'm saying?
First, a brief recap.
You
know?
So that's why they call you.
So not see what I'm saying? Here's where you at with it today. You're not gonna come right into this space acting like a white supremacist and acting racist. You're gonna infiltrate like the Pilgrims did with the Indians, settle in, they gonna welcome your ass in, and slowly but surely your true colors gonna start coming out. And by then, it'll be so many black men already connected and attached to you. This is how it works. That some of them gonna defend the enemy now. Once the wolf come out of them sheep clothes, it's still gonna be some sheep saying, I like the wolf. But we got to tell those sheep, listen, he was never one of us. This is what he really looked like with them fangs and them claws and them hooves on his feet with his ugly butt. But it's still gonna be some sheep that's still looking at that ugly wolf like a sheep, like it's one of us. Why? Because they was playing with it. They was rolling around in the grass. For a minute, it was part of the family, man. So even when he come out of his sheep clothes, it's gonna be some sheep that look past that ugly wolf. Even though he infiltrated and remember the good times we had when we thought you was one of us. And what we really want to hold on to is the idea of you really being one of us, but you're a wolf and there's nothing we can do about it. So every sheep that say, man, that's a wolf, they say, leave that wolf alone. It's so everybody got a right to do this, and you will find a way to justify this infiltrator. For example, right, let me show you what Obsidian did right here to justify this wolf in sheep clothes. See, because look, he didn't deny the wolf in sheep clothes. Listen what he told Jessica X real quick, and we're going to skip back to Super Sly.
I want to give Just Pearly Things a chance to respond, and then we'll go to Jessica X. Go right ahead, Pearl.
No, I agree with what he said.
Very good. Jessica X, you're on the air. Go right ahead. You're on the air with Just Pearly Things. And this is very interesting because you're also a native Brit of black background. So go right ahead. You're on the air.
Yeah, so I did my live stream yesterday, and I know Pearl listened to it. I saw her in the chat. And I could see actually both sides of the situation and what's going on. But I do have to say that even in this interview so far, Pearl, and the first thing I said in my show was that you should not have spoken on this issue because you as a white person are removed from a black person's experience. And that comes through in the arguments that you're making about reparations. You say that it's not fair for white people today to pay for, the sins of their forefathers, of their ancestors. But white people today benefit from.
I actually rock with Jessica X, but I don't think that she should be a key figure in. She's not a solution to this man. See, a lot of women that's rising to power in the manosphere, I'm not with that because it's called the black manosphere.
From the sins of their forefathers and ancestors. Black people today have to struggle because of the sins of white people's forefathers and ancestors. And that's what reparations is about. White people in America have had hundreds of years of head starts over black people. Whether they utilize it or not, they have had that opportunity where black people haven't. So reparations is to make up for that. Because you're white, it's not your situation. It's not something you can experience or empathize with. You're so far removed, and I don't think that you see that. That's why
she does not see it. Let me tell you about white women like Jess Pearly things, Sister Jessica. See, Jessica X ain't removed from black culture. Now, that's why she can speak on it. I don't have these problems I got with Jessica X that I got with Just Pearly. Because far as I'm concerned, Jessica X is black. So my thing is she's connected, even though she ain't as connected as a black American, because these blacks in the UK is, but I'm just saying, I think she can relate more than Pearly, who just played basketball with black people. That's what I'm saying. That's why she's able to articulate what she's saying and really get it where we coming from and articulate it to Pearly here. So my thing is how all of these brothers ain't able to do that is why sisters like Jessica X rise to the top of a manosphere space, because the men in this space be acting like bitches. Oh my God! And they only want to turn up and say what need to be said when it come to telling a woman off. But you got these women like Jessica X that'll say the real shit just in general, that just and let the chips, everybody sucking Just Pearly off because she got all the views and following. All of these black men trying to ride this white woman's coattail, and they compromising the space. And goddamn Jessica X saying, man, she need to shut her goddamn mouth up. That ain't her space. But watch how they put the cape on. Let's go.
It doesn't make sense for you to speak on these situations because you're so removed from it. Your stance is unsympathetic, it's out of touch, and it's not something that you need to be speaking on publicly. So I'll say that about that.
Pearl, your response, and I would like to respond.
Now watch what Obsidian do. And this is where Obsidian loses so many cool points. Watch this.
On too, but first, you first. Go ahead.
No, I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, I agree. I shouldn't really talk about that.
Now, Pearly agreed with Jessica X, but watch what Obsidian do. Here come the cake, boy.
Stuff. So,
yeah,
okay,
yeah. It's much simpler left that way.
Well, I would say this, Jessica. I accept your premise that Pearl is not qualified to discuss this.
So if Jessica X is right and Pearl ain't qualified to discuss that, then watch this.
As a native-born Black American who can trace his lineage back to before the Civil War, I can say that you may be on thin ice in this regard as well.
No, she's not. I'm gonna tell you why. Jessica X is telling Just Pearly things that she ain't got no grounds to speak on that. You agreeing with Jessica X. So what you basically doing is saying you're not gonna check Just Pearly things, even though you agree with Jessica X that she ain't really got no authority and shouldn't be speaking on it. Hear me out, y'all. Obsidian is not going to check Just Pearly things. He's saying that he's giving her a pass, even though he's just agreed with Jessica X and said she really shouldn't be talking about it. He said, I respect your grounds, you right, but now he's saying, well, you shouldn't be talking about it too, but Jessica X never downplayed slavery. She said Just Pearly things was wrong for downplaying slavery. So you telling her she can't tell the truth, even though you didn't even check Just Pearly things and tell the truth, and you should have did it. So you didn't check Just Pearly things, even though you saying Jessica X was right in her statement, and Just Pearly things told Jessica X she's right. She was out of line. So how is Jessica X wrong for telling her she was out of line? How are you going to put her in the same boat as Just Pearly things when she never spoke against reparations? She never said nothing bad about slavery. Just Pearly did that. So for you to check Jessica X, but you didn't check the person that really did it, you checking the person that told them they was wrong for doing it. You're backwards, bro. And that's the problem with this damn fake ass manosphere shit, bro. It's annoying, man.
They're professionals, but they also know how to direct the message. I don't think Pearl, obviously, at this point, does not know how to direct the message. Or is like she says, she's not qualified to have these conversations, which is dangerous.
Okay.
That's crazy, man. Hold on, my bad.
a very
Yeah,
I'm not really a social.
Here, your
I'm not
crazy.
actually. If you are speaking to another
person are removed from a Black person's experience. And that comes through in the arguments that you're making about reparations. You say that it's not fair for white people today to pay for, the sins of their forefathers, of their ancestors.
Right. That's another thing that just Pearly things say. Well, us white people today, we didn't do none of you, so why should we have to pay for it? Cause you benefiting off a crime in history. If I break in my next door neighbor's house and take the gold from under their bed and I get rich off of it for generations, and now and future generations, let's say 50 years from now, after my family and profited off of this stolen gold, they bring me to justice, right? And they say, well, look, this gold that your family been benefiting from, it was stolen from these people, right? And you're going to have to return what you got. So by the end, they've accrued profit from our gold. So they got to pay us what they took from our gold and give us a percentage of the proceeds and profits that they made off of our shit. But we know that wouldn't happen, but that would be real reparations. The idea that, well, 50 years passed, so us next generation of white people or whatever, couple of years passed, don't wipe that away. Ain't no statute of limitations on crimes against humanity and war crimes, which is why the Jews got reparations. Time don't wash away the fact that you're benefiting off of the atrocities that happen to one group, and what's allowing you to benefit from it is what's keeping them people down and perpetuating their position in the bottom of society. If where we are today are a result of what happened in a historical event, we must revisit that event in today's time and heal it and right our wrong. If I do something wrong to a person today and 50 years pass, I still need to tell them I'm sorry if I never apologize, and I still need to try to make that situation right. 50 years don't wash what I done away. Only thing that can wash that away is when I go to that person and say, listen, I broke in your house. I stole everything when you was at a low. I made a little money. I want to give you this check. All right, I'm sorry for what I did to you. And I know it took me 30 years to come to you. You probably don't even remember. 30 years ago, your house got broken into. I was the dude that did it. All right, I went to jail. I changed my life. And I always said when I get my money right, I'm going to go back and apologize and pay them people back. So here I am today. And I just want to let you know, boom, I'm sorry. And here's the money right here. A person can say, well, look, it's been 30 years since I broke in that house. Fuck that house and fuck them people, man. I'm profiting off they shit and it don't matter because time passed and hey, fuck it. That's a remorseless criminal. And that's what Just Pearly thing is. She's a fucking remorseless criminal. She have no remorse for the crimes that her forefather done. And she trying to play dumb like she don't see how she benefit from it today. And she got a bunch of Sambo niggas that's willing to play dumb with her.
But white people today benefit from the sins of their forefathers and ancestors. Black people today have to struggle because of the sins of white people's forefathers and ancestors. And that's what reparations is about. White people in America have had hundreds of years of head starts over Black people. Whether they utilize it or not, they have had that opportunity where Black people haven't. So reparations is to make up for that. Because you're white, it's not your situation.
Man, goddamn. And I'm gonna tell you, she's really going in. And then I'm gonna go back to Super Slide in a minute. You know what I like what Jessica X said? She said, whether you use it or not. Because a lot of white folks would be like, well, I didn't get any handouts. Said, well, that's your fault. You wasted your white supremacy, whether you use it or not, man. It was there for you.
It's not something you can experience or empathize.
Now, yeah, when you talk about white people, it's groups, it's levels to them. It's a class system within white people. And they got a bottom of their barrel and an upper class too. So the poor white trash, they treat them just like black people. Like the poor, certain white people in a certain tax bracket, they treat them just like blacks.
With you're so far removed, and I don't think that you see that. And that's why it doesn't make sense for you to speak on these situations, because you're so removed from it. Your stance is unsympathetic, it's out of touch, and it's not something that you need to be speaking on publicly.
And you come off as disingenuous.
So I'll say that about that.
Pearl, your response, and I would like to respond too, but first, you first. Go ahead.
No, I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, I agree. I shouldn't really talk about that stuff. So,
yeah,
okay,
yeah, it's much simpler left that way.
Well, I would say
so. Here go now. Obsidian gonna come check the woman who's actually calling it out. That's saying you was out of line. Obsidian is saying, yeah, she was out of line, but you out of line too. And I'm like, how is Jessica out of line for pointing out that Pearl was out of line? Pearl was out of line for talking about slavery, reparations, and all that. Jessica X never did that. So how is she out of line by telling Pearl she's out of line? What Obsidian did was real like caping, because Pearl already said, you right, Jessica. You know I'm wrong. So why would you come now? Because here's the thing. Obsidian, right? He can't go and say, no, Pearl, you right. You ain't wrong. He got to agree that Pearl is wrong. Why? Because Pearl just admitted that she's wrong more than once. And he know he would look like the ultimate simp if he try to say, well, no, Pearl, you right. You ain't wrong. Because she's up there feeling convicted, saying I'm wrong. So he ain't going to even play that game, which is smart on Obsidian's behalf. But his next best thing to Kate is to say, well, you wrong too. And try to make everybody that's calling her out to be wrong and ridiculing and demonizing them. But what he admit that Pearl is wrong, and she's the root of the whole show and problem. Why are you mad at the people that's agreeing with you, Obsidian, that Pearl is wrong? So you're going to find a way to make everybody that's pointing out the truth that she's wrong, you're going to try to make them somehow wrong, when you can't do that unless they spoke bad against reparations or spoke bad against negative about slavery. Then you can call them out on it. But if none of them done that, you can't try to put them in the same boat as they got as Pearl in right now in this hot seat for what she said. But that's exactly what Obsidian was trying to do to people that came out against Pearl. And it's the worst kind of caping you can do, because this is when a person say, yeah, y'all right, I'm wrong, I shouldn't have did that. But a person still want to cape for you, they gonna go and attack the person that pointed out that you wrong. If you see what I'm saying? Like, that is the most disgusting kind of simp, and I don't even know how dudes like respecting that. Real talk. Real talk, man. She's sitting up here out of her own mouth saying I'm wrong. Obsidian can't go against that. She admitted to being wrong, so he can just now attack everybody that say, well, you wrong, Pearl. That's some special kind of caping, dude.
Say this, Jessica. I accept your premise that Pearl is not qualified to discuss this.
Well, then shut up about it and move to the next caller. You accept her premise. She didn't say nothing wrong. She didn't disrespect slavery. She didn't do nothing wrong. So now you're going to point out the fact that she's from the UK. So what? She still is obligated to tell Pearl, you're wrong, Pearly, for speaking on black people's slavery and reparations that way. But you're going to tell her she can't call out that because she from the UK? Nah, I disagree, bro.
As a native-born Black American who can trace his lineage back to before the Civil War, I can say that you may be on thin ice in this regard as well. Professor Glenn Lowry, born in Chicago, a graduate of Northwestern University and MIT, one of the youngest tenured professors at Harvard University that's Black ever, holding forth now at Brown University, also is against reparations. Are you familiar with that, Jessica?
It doesn't.
So why are you quizzing and now interrogating Jessica? Now look at Jess Pearly's face, y'all. As Obsidian put the cape on. Look at her face. You see her face? It's like, yeah, bitch now. Like this little smirk, like, uh-huh. See, this is fucking crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man. This is crazy, man. Now you're gonna start putting Jessica in the hot seat. You should be quizzing Jess Pearly. Like what Super Sly said. When did you become immersed in black culture? See, Obsidian never questioned Jess Pearly things on how much she really know about black culture, yet she's profiting off it. He's never put her on a hot seat and interrogated her. But everybody that's doing it, you coming at them. When they just doing some real shit you should have been done. Jessica X didn't say nothing wrong. She's not the one that need a lesson on black culture. It's obviously Jess Pearly things if she's making the mistakes that you just agreed was a mistake that she made. This is fucking crazy, bro.
Matter, Obsidian. That's besides my point whether Professor Brown is against reparations.
Professor Lowry.
Professor Lowry.
See, a red herring. He just now want to flip the subject, look at Jess Pearly thing's face. See, she loving this. She's loving the division that she can get this black man as a puppet to go after this woman that he just agreed with. Obsidian, you just agreed that Jess Pearly things was out of line for what she said about black folks. Jessica didn't say nothing wrong. Super Sly proved that this woman is making a living off black culture and don't know nothing about the culture and faking in front with it. And instead of you putting her on a hot seat to show her worthy of being at the position she are in this space, you just, anybody that put a little pressure on her, you go after them with red herrings and stuff. How can cats not see this? It's not Jessica on trial here. It's just Pearly things on trial here. She the one that need a coaching and a hazing into the black culture. Like, this is fucking crazy, bro. Let's play this.
It's not your situation. It's not something you can experience or empathize with. You're so far removed, and I don't think that you see that. And that's why it doesn't make sense for you to speak on these situations, because you're so removed from it. Your stance is unsympathetic, it's out of touch, and it's not something that you need to be speaking on publicly. So I'll say that about that.
Pearl, your response, and I would like to respond too, but first, you first. Go ahead.
No, I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, I agree. I shouldn't really talk about that stuff. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's much simpler left that way.
Well, I would say this, Jessica. I accept your premise that Pearl is not qualified to discuss this. As a native-born Black American who can trace.
So if Pearl ain't qualified, right? Tell me anything that Jessica X is speaking on that she ain't qualified to speak on from a woman coming from the UK. as a black and Asian woman coming from the UK or wherever she from, right? Every topic I've heard her speak on, she's right within her realm. She's is tasteful. She's never denying slavery, belittling slavery. She's don't speak against reparations and shit. If she do, it's in a tasteful way. I ain't really heard her on it. Cause I think that she may agree with the fact that slavery may be a bit exaggerated. I think Jessica do agree with that. But look, I don't know if she do or not. I'm guessing. Why? Because she's not open about that kind of stuff. Why? Because in Jessica's mind, she feel, wait, I may not be qualified to go there. That's why. See, it's a difference between you feeling a certain kind. See, my thing is this right here, man. A lot of folks say you want folks to be in a closet and hide their true feelings. No, for the most part, I assume that any big mainstream controlled platforms, you know, white that's controlled by white folks is anti-me anyway. And distraction and divisive shit anyway. And that ain't even no race thing. So my thing is like this whole thing about, well, cause you got cats saying, well, don't you want to hear their true feelings? Don't you rather have a white person around you that really telling you a nigga versus hiding it on the inside? Right? And see, my thing is this what y'all got to realize. When they hit you with that, here's what they really saying. I love to hang around white supremacists. That's what they saying. They saying, listen. Because it's one thing to say, well, this white person here, they open with their racism, but that one in the closet. It's another thing for you to be eating dinner with the open racists, cool with the open racists, calling up the open racists on your cell phone, doing videos with the open racists. And then now you got to turn around and do some shit like, well, can white people speak on black people issues just so you can give an excuse for why you interviewing open racists on your platform? And you should say, can open racists promote their open racism on pro-black platforms? No, they can't. Otherwise, you faking it. If you're a pro-black platform, you shouldn't have no open racists on your shit promoting their open racism. But what they'll do, right, these pro-black spaces have these white racists on there, man, and they'll be clout chasing, laughing in their face. And then they'll say, well, we can't be running from these open races. We got to get these open races up here, man. And we can't be scared to debate them. And like, and they'll make all these excuses and shit to change the fact that, man, the KKK have been working with the pro-black groups because it's like the WWF and they don't really hate each other like that. It's like the Democrats and Republicans. Don't you find it strange that most of these big pro-black platforms got an interview with some known white racists, some known white supremacists? Thomas Sotomayor got one. Jason Black got one. You name it. All of these so-called, and I ain't going to say pro-black because basically Tommy ain't pro-black, but I'm just saying like he's a predominantly black content creator that's aimed toward, straight black men. But he do have a white audience too, but his mostly black. So my thing is like, be careful who can get in touch with a white supremacist is what I'm saying. Because you got a lot of coons so-called coons on black YouTube, but none of us coons know how to get in touch with no goddamn white supremacists, though. None of us coons know what number to dial to get that white supremacists on our show. But you so-called big black channels know how to get the damn clan, the leader of the clan on your shit. And all this little crazy shit. Like, bro, it's controlled. It's all controlled and boule. It's a show. That's just my conspiracy theory. Let's go.
Lineage back to before the Civil War. I can say that you may be on thin ice on this in this regard as well. Professor Glenn Lowry, born in Chicago, a graduate of Northwestern University and MIT, one of the youngest tenured professors at Harvard University that's black ever, holding forth now at Brown University, also is against reparations. Are you familiar with that, Jessica?
It doesn't matter, Obsidian.
It sure doesn't matter.
Besides my point, whether...
But y'all got to pay attention. Listen, this is what I want y'all to do. As Obsidian questions Jessica X, look at Just Pearly thing's facial expressions. Like, yeah, get that bitch. Just look at her face. Go ahead. Just pay attention to her face while this interrogation is going on.
Removed from it, your stance is unsympathetic, it's out of touch, and it's not something that you need to be speaking on publicly. So I'll say that about that.
Pearl, your response, I would like to respond to, but first, you first. Go ahead.
No, I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, I agree. I shouldn't really talk about that stuff. So
yeah,
okay.
It's not simple that way.
Well, I would say this, Jessica. I accept your premise that Pearl is not qualified to discuss this. As a native-born Black American who can trace his lineage back to before the Civil War, I can say that you may be on thin ice on this in this regard as well. Professor Glenn Lowry, born in Chicago, a graduate of Northwestern University and MIT, one of the youngest tenured professors at Harvard University that's Black ever, holding forth now at Brown University, also is against reparations. Are you familiar with that, Jessica?
It doesn't matter, Obsidian. That's besides my point, whether Professor Brown is against reparations.
Professor Lowry.
Professor Lowry, sorry. Professor Lowry is entitled to his opinion, and Black people have different stances on the reparations. But again, it's something that you experience.
My thing is this with Black people. A lot of Black folks will say, well, I agree with that racist white supremacist because I'm against reparations too. Don't y'all know that Black people can argue for we can argue reparations and be against reparations without aligning ourselves with racist people, white supremacists? You niggas don't get that though. You think because like if the leader of the Klan members say, well, I don't think Blacks should get reparations, you will have some nigga in the crowd saying, woohoo, that's right. I agree with that Klan member. I don't I don't think we should get it either. And it's one thing for you to argue against reparations. That's cool. Don't you understand you look stupid though? Because when the Klan member is saying he don't think you should get reparations, he's saying he don't think he should pay you back for what his ancestors did for you because he agree with what they did to your Black ass and he would like to keep on doing it. He's coming from a whole nother angle. See, a lot of Black folks that's saying we shouldn't get reparations, they saying, well, it may mess up the economy. Where is the money gonna come from? You making all of these other arguments about it. But the white supremacist dude don't care about no economy or none of that. He's saying, nigga, you shouldn't get reparations because I'm proud that we hung you. Nigga, we proud of what we did to y'all. We took your shit, you ain't getting it back, and hell no, you not getting no reparations. Take it back if you bad. That's his mentality. So you agreeing with him make you look like a coward. Yeah, it's okay to be a black person and have your political arguments against reparations. That's okay. But you don't get the game that, like, I don't know, man. Y'all just don't get it. I don't know how y'all don't see what I'm saying. Like, black people can argue reparations and some of them be for it, some be against it. But when a white supremacist come in the room and say, you niggas shouldn't get no reparations. All the black folks that's arguing against reparations should say, hey, man, mind your business. We talking. You should, yeah, man, I agree with the Klan member. Yeah, man, we shouldn't get it, should we? And you go holding hands with all these folks and they want to kill your black ass. They don't love you. These folks not even arguing against reparations from the same place that you're arguing from. Well, maybe is because some of you dudes is on the low, got the heart of a Klan member on the low.
And it's part of what you know. It's external to Pearl. It's alien. And I get what you're saying in terms of me skating on thin ice. And I acknowledge that. I acknowledged that in my live stream yesterday. And I challenge you to find where I've given my stance on slavery and reparations. The furthest I go is that I think Black people deserve reparations. And I'm saying that as somebody that has Black in me, right? People are quick to disqualify the Black Brit experience or the Black Brit stance on slavery. But you have to remember a sizable amount of our population here is Caribbean, who are also descendants of slavery.
And I have no problem with the Caribbean case for reparations. I have nothing to say about it as I'm not Caribbean and have not studied the matter to any degree. My only point in pointing out Professor Glenn Lowry, number one, I've actually interviewed him on this channel.
What does any of that have to do with the fact that Just Pearly Things was out of line? You agreed with Jessica, she was out of line, and she's the one you need to be schooling on how to move in this black space. Jessica ain't had the problem that Pearly had. Pearly ain't even been in the space as long as Jessica, and she's got a bigger following, but she also already fucking up. I told you she's come off as goofy. She didn't clearly vet the space. She had a shallow couple of videos of tapping into the culture, and she hopped in it with the money behind her and used the money behind it.
And we talked about the reparations issue, and he said on this channel why he was against reparations, and part of the reason was the same as Pearl. His position was, are we going to make whites, the vast majority of whom, by the way, got here after slavery ended, pay for those who did engage in it?
That's what happened with Jews? Bro, we can name several groups where yes, that's exactly what we're saying. He trying to say it like it's dumb or something. That's what reparations is. People, let me tell y'all something. These guys act like niggas invented reparations. The slave never even heard of reparations. The black slave in America was at the bottom of society for so long, he didn't even understand the concept of massa repairing a damn thing. A nigga didn't learn about reparations until he saw other groups get it. That's how crazy it is. That's like a dude breaking in your house, right? But he broke in a bunch of other people's house too. And you never thought the robber was gonna return your property. But you look down the street and just so happen to see that nigga returning other people's property. So guess what? Righteously, guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna walk outside and ask the robber, hey man, since you in a business of giving people they shit back, make sure don't you miss 3015 on your way down the goddamn road, sir. Cause you broke in my house too, right? Nobody think that the robber ever gonna return they shit. And clearly the last people who the robber go to give them their shit back are the ones to have least hope that they ever gonna get their possessions back. But we seen this robber return other people's shit on this same street. And there he is. So every day I see that nigga, I'm gonna say, hey man, you think I could get my shit back today? What about tomorrow? What about the next? We gonna hound him. Now, if the robber wouldn't never gave nobody they shit back, then nobody would hound the robber. We'll just say, well, he got us. He ain't giving it back. When you got, you just got. But once he started returning shit on the block, motherfuckers is hounding him every day like, hey, man, when you gonna bring me my shit back? And we asking him every day. Why? Because we saw him give them their shit back. He shouldn't have gave nobody their shit back. See what I'm saying?
And others. So I'm just pointing out that Pearl is not unique along racial lines for taking an anti-reparations stance. That was my only point. Let me go.
Nobody said Pearl was wrong for taking an anti-reparation stance. They said she was not qualified to speak on it, and you agreed with that. But yet you had to come back in and cape some kind of way with some that no one disagreed with. This is fucking, bro, this is crazy. How is this dude holding a position in the space with this kind of caping? Bro, a man ain't got nothing but his balls and his word. Stand on what's right and what's real, man.
Go to Authentic Alphas. They've been waiting very patiently. I want to give them a chance to jump in. Authentic Alphas, you're on the air with Just Pearly Things.
What's going on, man? Shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody that's on the panel.
And I'm going to tell y'all something, and I swear I don't mean I'm not being a hater or nothing. You two dudes are called the Authentic Alphas. Y'all niggas in these red pill spaces are starting to look like corny rap groups from the 80s and shit. We're Flash and the Gladiator. We're the goddamn, the Pips. Back in the day, how they had the names of the group, the Temptations, right? The 5 Heartbeats. We're the Authentic Alphas. We're the Sensational Simps. We're the Sensational Sigmas. We're the Beautiful Betas. The Authentic Alphas. Then you got the goddamn, the delectful Deltas in this bitch. Right? We're the Omniscient Omegas in the house. And this is my buddy Raph, and we are the Authentic Alphas. It's like two dudes in the early hip hop days standing back to back with them, and I'm Flash and I'm Jack, and we are the Authentic Alphas, Like y'all, this stuff is getting out of control in these spaces, man. It's getting out of control, man. It's out of control, man. Let's go. Let's hear from the Authentic Alphas. Let's go.
Obsidian, we want to let you know we do value and appreciate what you've done for the Black YouTube community.
Thank you.
This is actually my co-host right here. You guys know me. I'm the founder, and I run Authentic Alpha's channel. It's my co-host here on my new channel.
What's up, guys? My name's King. Thanks, Obsidian. What's up, Pearl? We run a very similar podcast to what Pearl's doing, the Mentuition Academy. So we thank you guys for having us on. We just have a couple quick questions. You guys,
go right ahead.
Pearl answered a bunch already, so we only have like 3.
Yeah, yeah, you got most of them out of the way.
You did a really good job.
Okay, so these are just a couple things that we think are key points. We want to get Pearl's answer on it because we think it's very important. We're not here to virtue signal, but I think this is the grit of the conversation. So what do you think your relationship is to the Black community, Pearl, or how would you describe it?
I think that I think some of them watch my content. I think that's a percentage of my audience. I don't think that's the majority in my opinion, but I'd guess like maybe 20 to 30%.
Okay.
Would you describe your Black viewers as in support of Pearl or simply just in support of your content, your actual content?
Content.
I think it depends on the viewer. Sorry, that's a woman answer. It depends. I do this on the show. But I would say,
sorry, excuse me. Before we go any further, see, this is what I mean when I say that I'm not going to put up with any, crap like this in my.
I feel a steel cape coming on, nigga. I feel a steel cape about to come on, nigga. Here come. If you want a cape in 101 class, just watch what's going on here, son. Watch this.
My house. So, Mr. Scott, we have one to beam up.
We got to get that sound effect.
Yeah, I like that.
See, son, all the. You know what? Let me just stop. No, let me just stop. Okay, let's go.
Go ahead, Pearl. You were saying.
I think people come to my channel for entertainment, and I think there's a subset of like diehard fans, that are more like for Pearl. But I would say, I don't know, maybe half and half ish, or maybe 60-40 roughly.
Okay. I mean, I don't know about you, King, but I feel like I've supported Pearl because of Pearl as an individual. I feel like the content could be found elsewhere.
Authentic alphas, y'all. Let's hear from the so the authentic alphas join the show, and you can see they keep making eye contact with each other because podcast etiquette, right? When you look over to your partner, the gesture, and it's so fucking podcasty. It's just what I'm gonna say. It's just so podcasty. Now, I call my channel a podcast because eventually I will be uploading and editing all this into podcast format to upload to the different streams for podcasting. Which is why I cover these kind of topics over here as well. But the thing is, like, I don't want my podcast to feel like a podcast. I want it to feel more like a damn Clubhouse panel. Why? Because, I don't know, it's just something cheesy feeling about podcasty shit, right? It got a little corniness vibe to it, kind of water your shit down a little to go mainstream, if you will. But yeah, let's hear from the authentic alphas because the way that they interacting with each other and going about this thing, I want to see where they going.
We want to let you know we do value and appreciate what you've done for the Black YouTube community.
Thank you.
This is actually my co-host right here. You guys know me. I'm the founder, and I run Authentic Alpha's channel. I'm a co-host here on my new channel.
What's up, guys? My name's King. Thanks, Obsidian. What's up, Pearl? We run a very similar podcast to what Pearl's doing, the Mentuition Academy. So we thank you guys for having us on. We just have a couple quick questions. You guys,
go right ahead.
Pearl answered a bunch already, so we only have like 3.
Yeah, yeah, you got most of them out of the way.
You did a really good job.
Okay, so these are just a couple of things that we think are key points. We want to get Pearl's answer on it because we think it's very important. We're not here to virtue signal, but I think this is the grit of the conversation. So what do you think your relationship is to the Black community, Pearl, or how would you describe it?
I think that I think some of them watch my content. I think that's percentage of my audience. I don't think that's the majority in my opinion, but I'd guess like maybe 20 to 30%.
Okay.
Would you describe your Black viewers as in support of Pearl, or simply just in support of your content, your actual content?
Content.
How do y'all separate the content creator from the content? See, this is another sucker move from these authentic alphas. This some sucker shit. It's an irrelevant dialogue to engage in at this time. Like, we got to quit saying, hey, just look at the content, not the content creator. You need to look at everything. Quit telling somebody to make you look at this or that and look at this and that.
I think it depends on the viewer. Sorry, that's a woman answer. It depends. I do this on the show. But I would say,
sorry, excuse me. Before we go any further, see, this is what I mean when I say that I'm not going to put up with any, crap like this in my house. So, Mr. Scott, we have one to beam up.
Oh, spare me with this beam shit. It's kind of loud and corny. Come on.
We gotta get that sound.
Like y'all, like the boy said, we gotta get that sound effect. Look at this dude. He turned over and looked at his boy and said, we gotta get that sound effect. Look, you hear this shit?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I like that. Nah, bro. Be original, first of all. Second of all, that ain't too original. Like, we gotta beam him out. Bro, stop. Using Nintendo game sounds, video game sounds. I ain't hating. I thought about it, then I said, no, I ain't, I ain't on it. Just got a little degree of corn to it. You know what I'm saying? It just got that little corn. When you about to do certain stuff and it just, I don't know what it's like, but you get that elote. Y'all know that cornfield. Just you start feeling a little elote-ish. You know what I'm saying? Some things that I'm doing, all of a sudden I get it. I just go right into elote mode, right? And I just say, corn. Nope, we're gonna stop that now. Corn, son. Nope.
Go ahead, Pearl. You were saying.
I think people come to my channel for entertainment, and I think there's a subset of like diehard fans, that are more like for Pearl. But I would say, I don't know, maybe half and half ish, or maybe 60-40 roughly.
Okay. I mean, I don't know about you, King, but I feel like I've supported Pearl because of Pearl as an individual. I feel like the content could be found elsewhere. And we only say this because I think what a lot of people would say is that the Black community has supported you and kind of been the pillars that have built you up. At least that's the word on the street. But before you respond to that, would you describe yourself as in support of the Black community, or is what you do just in passion for the content itself?
Of course, she's not gonna say in support of the Black community, even though she knows she rode the coattail of the Black community to get where she at. Now that she's where she wanna be, she gonna do what they all do. But this is not just for the Black community. Like, I like to think that what I'm doing is for everyone, and it's just that, not limiting myself. Watch, I'm telling you, watch.
Are you talking about the reason for my content? I would say the reason for my content is to support men's issues and create media that advocates for men's issues.
I told you, didn't I say, now she gonna ease out the back door with a general ass shit, right? So you know that you was targeting this Black community and you rode the coattail of the Black manosphere. You know what the fuck you did. And now you playing dumb. Now that you at the top and you where you want to be, right? Well, I'm just dealing with man issues, but you're a fucking woman, though. Don't y'all know I am so tired of these women channels dealing with men issues? And I'm so tired of the men in the manosphere coddling those channels. You know what they ought to be telling these women? The same thing that they tell the women that call into their show and disagree with them. They tell them women, stay in a woman's place. This is why man is the leader, and I've even heard some of these niggas say, in nature, men are rule over you physically, like with force, to make you shut your damn mouth. I done heard these niggas say a lot of dumb stuff like that. Because a woman calling to their show, she turn up a bit, and them niggas will go off on her. But if a woman, and they'll say, this is why women shouldn't be leaders and all that, then it'll be a woman like just Pearly with a fucking platform leading in their space, but just cause she's saying everything that them niggas agree with, now a woman can lead. Now that woman becomes mama to them niggas. Ooh, see, mama getting my word out because when nobody listen to me, but mama got over 1 million views. So now we got the fucking, be mama's boy. You niggas is mama's boys and Pearly things mama. But it show that you willing to compromise the integrity of your whole community for clout. Cause your shit is called a black manosphere, but you got women taking off speaking on man issues. For long, it's gonna be transgenders speaking on your manosphere issues. And you can't say nothing because at least that's a man, nigga, dressed like a woman. Tell me I'm lying. Just Pearly things never been a man before, but she's speaking on man issues. You'll say a transgender can't speak on man issues, but that's a man dressed like a woman, but you literally following a woman though. As crazy as that sound, there's a lot of logic and sense behind that, and it shows hypocrisy regardless of who don't like what I said. And if you got smoke for anything I'm saying, I'm going to drop the link right now. You opening up the door for the trans woman to come on in and start giving niggas dating advice. If it's a male space, then preserve the integrity of it. See, the day that you go inside the 99-cent store and they charging you $5 and $6 and shit, then guess what? It's false advertising. It's false fucking advertising because somebody go to YouTube and they put in Black Manosphere and it lands them the Just Pearly Things page, nigga. I wouldn't be surprised if you went to if you went to YouTube right now and put in Black Manosphere, I wouldn't be surprised if Just Pearly, oh my fucking God, bro, I told you. I told you. Bro, watch this. Go to Black YouTube and do this. Put Black Manosphere in. And look who's the topic and the face of this shit. Now, it's called Black Man, but the face of the moment is a white woman, y'all. The irony. Like, it's literally called Black Manosphere. But the integrity of the platform will be compromised if anybody's saying our arguing points, we'll suck them off. Even if it's a white woman or no matter who it is. I've even heard these dudes say that transgender dude know more about men's problems than you simps out there. Because I saw a dude reviewing a transgender video where the transgender was making points about you know how these niggas be like men issues, don't nobody like to hear men out, don't nobody think men get to cry and that's why men need therapy. You know them niggas like that, them obsidian ass niggas, right? So the therapy ass weak-minded niggas who need mama, the Pearly things ass niggas. So niggas is talking, you know, because these are the dudes that'll get around the doggone transgender dude and be having a full conversation with the transgender dude about men's problem. Yes, nobody understand you men. See what I'm saying? Like, men got issues too. We want to cry too. Come here, boo-boo. You could cry on me right now. Come on. That sissy been to game them niggas out some ass playing around like that. Just cause anybody saying what you niggas want to hear, it go to tickling your G-spot and shit, fool. Anybody go to stroking your little, making your little arguing points, it go to getting all goddamn it all excited. You dudes is compromising.
Right there. Let me stop you right there. Would you agree that's what got you your traction doing a rap video covering?
No, well, no, because it all depends, right? So I got because I'm not trying to give you I have to give you a nuanced answer.
I know I don't need a long-winded answer. I'm going somewhere with this. So basically, roughly 5-6 years ago, you just became immersed in Black culture, correct?
I don't know.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Okay.
Are you afraid of competition? Content.
Oh, sorry. Am I afraid of competition? No.
Regarding your content, are you afraid of competition?
No.
Okay. If it's just between me and you, would you admit like the content you cover with Black folk, you kind of slumming a bit, hanging out with the Blacks because it's an easy grift? Yes or no? Would you ever say that? Would you agree to that? Would you believe that someone could see that?
No, I don't agree with that.
Okay, so you don't think your content with Black people, with these low level questions and topics, you don't think it's a quick fix, a quick lick?
No.
Okay. Given everything you've heard,
because she's a goddamn liar, knowing damn well that her content ain't making a positive impact on a community. It's dividing the community. Why don't you just keep it real, man? Damn, these folks are evil, man.
heard you've answered these questions for the last 4 or 5 hours. Do you believe that Black folks are extremely forgiving to white people?
I don't know.
So every Black man that came before you today, you don't think in the back of your mind, geez, I can pretty much say anything to Black people about Black people, and as long as I come here and say I'm sorry, they'll forgive me. Do you believe that at all, or would you even admit to that?
That certainly was not a thought.
But is it a thought now?
Now that I heard you say it, I thought it when I had to listen to it, but before that, no.
So you're gonna walk away from this not thinking I could pretty much say anything to my Black constituents and they'll forgive me, and I can get away with pretty much murder. You won't think that moving forward?
But these niggas won't forgive each other for nothing.
No. I would think, oh my gosh, this is
okay.
crazy.
Final question.
Okay.
My final question to get up out of here. So will you continue to do content featuring Black people, solely Black people?
It will be a mix of people. Anyone that wants to come on the show, reach out to my recruiters.
I hear you saying that, but the majority of the people that come to you are Black people.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, because you made a point about pivoting, because I personally want you to pivot away to show everybody how foolish they are. But I don't think you will do it because the money is too easy to hang with Black folks because they're going to put you on a pedestal. Do you agree? Yes or no?
Yep. Right.
That they put me on a pedestal? No.
So you don't believe these people put?
She's so in denial that it's fucking hard to watch right now. Y'all, it's really hard to watch this shit. It's fucking making me mad. Like, she's really a lying motherfucker, boy.
You on a pedestal.
I would say if they did, they would not have been videos made about me the last 5 days.
Oh my God. Did y'all hear this? Did you hear that?
Stupid.
Did you hear that? You built your whole platform off of Black people. And you talking about just a few Black YouTubers that's dissing you because of some stupid shit you said recently. And the people who are the big voices in the space are giving you a pass, which is what Super Sly is saying. Yo, I couldn't say the shit you said in your community, just Pearly things, and be forgiven and allowed to keep exploiting it the next day. Like how these dudes is caping for you. Man, boy.
That's a nothing burger. That's a nothing burger. Because out of the last,
maybe to you, but it actually affected me a lot. So
if you don't set your fake victim ass out, talking about people talk, man, it affected us. The shit you said going against reparations and talking about that goddamn slavery was goddamn exaggerated. Now you the victim. Now you, I'm hurt. My feelings are hurt because the Black people are chewing your ass and they supposed to be chewing your ass for that dumb shit you said. You're not the victim here, and anybody allowing her to be the victim, man, y'all part of the problem, man.
Yeah, maybe to you it's nothing, but no, that affected me a lot.
So
this shit ain't affect you at all, and you laughing to the bank. You don't look affected. And who cares about how it affected you when you don't care how what your statement did affected black folks about slavery? You ain't said that about Jews, though. Oh, man, it's fucking crazy. And all the black people that's defending this lady, dude, y'all are the worst kind of traitors. Y'all think that this is going to give you some sort of status with white folks and that this your time to, like, sell out and get with and all that. But guess what, though? These folks don't, they hate you the most. That's the sad thing. When you become a traitor and join the enemy will value that traitor, but he was always saying in the back of his mind, I can never trust this piece of shit. Because he turned on his people, but I would never turn on mine. But the enemy would use that traitor, though, and he love on that traitor and pay that traitor and decorate the traitor with ribbons, because that traitor is an asset to him. And the traitor got a false goddamn situation in his mind where he think the enemy really love him more than the people that he abandoned and traded on. The enemy love what you can do for him. The moment you ain't of use to him to sell your people out, you'll see how much he love you with your trading ass. But see, for long as you're needed and useful to the enemy, you can have this false feeling like the enemy really love you. That's a sick nigga. You're sick for that. That's sick, bro. You sick in the brain, all of you niggas who like that, bro. You're sick. And you got self-esteem issues. Your ass just a broken soul. I don't think you can be Fitz. You at a low self-esteem spot just to fit in, bro. And that's where niggas is at, though. You go to YouTube and type in Black Manosphere, and Just Pearly thing pops up all over the place. I'm gonna drop the link, man, and let y'all join.